In the heart of ancient Greece, nestled between the towering mountains and the sparkling sea, lay a small village named Helios. The villagers lived in harmony with nature, respecting the gods and honoring the traditions passed down through generations. Among them was a young girl named Lyra, known for her curiosity and her vivid dreams that often seemed to hold glimpses of the future. One night, under the starlit sky, Lyra had a dream unlike any other. She saw herself standing atop Mount Olympus, surrounded by the gods themselves. Zeus, the king of the gods, approached her and spoke in a voice like thunder. "Lyra, you are destined for greatness. A journey awaits you, filled with trials and triumphs. Seek the wisdom of the ancient oracles, and you shall uncover the secrets of the universe." When Lyra awoke, she knew her life would never be the same. She shared her dream with her wise grandmother, who nodded solemnly and said, "The gods have spoken, child. Your journey begins now." The next morning, Lyra woke up with a sense of purpose. She knew she had to leave her village to seek the wisdom of the ancient oracles. Her grandmother, seeing the determination in her eyes, gifted her a small pouch containing a few precious coins and a carved wooden figurine of Athena, the goddess of wisdom. "May Athena guide you on your journey, Lyra," she said, her voice filled with both pride and sadness. Lyra bid farewell to her family and friends, promising to return with the knowledge that would benefit them all. As she walked away from Helios, she felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The road ahead was unknown, but she was ready to face whatever challenges the gods had in store for her. Her first destination was the Oracle of Delphi, renowned for its prophecies and insights. With each step, Lyra's resolve grew stronger, and she knew that her adventure had truly begun. Lyra's journey led her through a dense, enchanted forest, where the trees whispered ancient secrets and the air was filled with a mystical energy. She had heard tales of this forest from the village elders, who spoke of both its beauty and its dangers. Lyra walked cautiously, her senses heightened, aware that she was not alone. As she ventured deeper, she encountered a wise old owl perched on a branch. The owl regarded her with piercing eyes and spoke in a voice that echoed through the forest. "Greetings, Lyra. I am Oculus, the guardian of this forest. I have been expecting you. The path to the Oracle of Delphi is treacherous, but I shall guide you, for the gods have favored you with a noble quest." Lyra bowed respectfully, grateful for the unexpected help. Together they continued through the forest, the owl's wisdom lighting their way. Under Oculus's guidance, Lyra reached the banks of a shimmering river. The water flowed gently, reflecting the memories of all who had ever gazed upon it. This was the River of Memory, a sacred place where the past and present intertwined. Lyra knelt by the water's edge, her reflection staring back at her with a sense of purpose. Oculus explained, "To cross the river, you must face your fears and embrace your memories. Only then will the river grant you passage." Lyra took a deep breath and closed her eyes, allowing the river's magic to wash over her. She saw glimpses of her childhood, moments of joy and sorrow, and the dreams that had led her to this journey. As she accepted each memory, the river's current grew stronger, and a path appeared before her, leading her safely to the other side. After crossing the River of Memory, Lyra and Oculus finally reached the Oracle of Delphi. The temple stood majestically atop a hill, its marble columns gleaming in the sunlight. Lyra approached with reverence, her heart pounding with anticipation. Inside, the air was filled with the scent of burning incense, and the sound of whispered prophecies echoed through the halls. The oracle, a priestess veiled in mystery, greeted Lyra with a serene smile. "Welcome, seeker of wisdom," she said. "The gods have spoken of your journey. To uncover the secrets of the universe, you must find the three sacred artifacts: the scepter of time, the chalice of eternity, and the amulet of harmony. Each artifact is guarded by a trial that will test your courage, wisdom, and compassion. Succeed, and the knowledge you seek shall be yours." Lyra bowed, her mind racing with the enormity of the task ahead, but she was ready, for she knew that her destiny awaited. Lyra's first task was to find the scepter of time, said to be guarded by Kronos, the ancient titan of time. She bid farewell to Oculus, thanking him for his guidance, and set off towards the Cave of Eternity, where Kronos was believed to reside. The journey was long and arduous, but Lyra's determination never wavered. As she approached the cave, she felt the weight of time itself pressing down upon her. The entrance was adorned with intricate carvings depicting the cycles of life and death, a reminder of the fleeting nature of existence. Lyra took a deep breath and stepped inside, her heart pounding with anticipation and fear. The air was thick with the scent of ancient magic, and the sound of a slow, steady heartbeat echoed through the darkness. Deep within the Cave of Eternity, Lyra encountered Kronos, who appeared as a towering figure shrouded in mist. His eyes held the wisdom of ages, and his voice resonated like the tolling of an ancient bell. "Who are you, mortal, to seek the scepter of time?" he asked, his gaze piercing Lyra's soul. "I am Lyra," she replied, her voice steady despite her nerves. "The Oracle of Delphi has sent me on a quest to uncover the secrets of the universe. I seek the scepter of time to fulfill my destiny." Kronos regarded her for a moment before speaking again. "Very well, Lyra. Answer my riddle, and the scepter shall be yours. What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it?" Lyra pondered the riddle, her mind racing. She knew the answer must be something intangible, something that could be shattered by mere words. Suddenly it came to her. "Silence," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Kronos nodded, a hint of a smile on his lips. "Correct. You have proven yourself worthy." With a wave of his hand, the scepter of time materialized before Lyra, its gemstone glowing with an ethereal light. With the scepter of time in her possession, Lyra set her sights on the next artifact, the Chalice of Eternity. According to the Oracle, it was hidden deep within the Whispering Springs, a place of healing and renewal. Lyra's journey took her through lush meadows and over babbling brooks, each step bringing her closer to her goal. As she traveled, she encountered various creatures, both magical and mundane. Among them was a friendly nymph named Naiad, who offered to guide Lyra to the springs. Naiad spoke of the chalice's power to grant eternal life, but also of the trials that awaited those who sought it. Lyra listened intently, her resolve unshaken. She knew that the path to wisdom was never easy, but she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Upon reaching the Whispering Springs, Lyra was greeted by a sight of breathtaking beauty. The waters shimmered with a soft golden light, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. In the center of the springs stood a pedestal, upon which rested the Chalice of Eternity. As Lyra approached, a figure materialized before her, a guardian spirit tasked with protecting the chalice. "To claim the Chalice of Eternity," the spirit said, "you must prove your compassion. Answer this. What can fill an entire room without taking up any space?" Lyra thought for a moment, her heart filled with empathy. She remembered the times she had comforted her friends and family, the times she had offered a listening ear or a helping hand. "Light," she said softly. "Light can fill a room without taking up space." The guardian spirit smiled and nodded. "Your compassion is true, Lyra. The chalice is yours." With a gentle wave, the chalice floated into Lyra's hands, its golden surface reflecting the warmth of her heart. With two of the sacred artifacts now in her possession, Lyra turned her attention to the final piece of the puzzle, the Amulet of Harmony. The Oracle had spoken of a hidden sanctuary where the amulet was kept, a place where the forces of nature existed in perfect balance. Lyra's journey would take her to the heart of an ancient forest, where the secrets of harmony awaited. As she ventured deeper into the forest, Lyra felt a profound sense of peace. The trees stood tall and proud, their leaves rustling with the whispers of ancient wisdom. She knew that the path to the amulet would not be easy, but she was ready to face whatever trials lay ahead. With each step, she drew closer to her destiny, her heart filled with hope and determination. Deep within the ancient forest, Lyra encountered four figures materializing before her, the guardians of the sanctuary, each representing an element of nature: earth, air, fire, and water. They spoke in unison, their voices like the rustling of leaves, the whisper of wind, the crackle of flames, and the flow of water. To claim the Amulet of Harmony, you must prove your understanding of balance. Answer our riddles, and the amulet shall be yours. Lyra nodded, her mind focused and ready. The first guardian, Earth, stepped forward. "What is always in front of you but can't be seen?" Lyra thought for a moment before answering. "The future. It is always ahead of us, yet unseen." The guardian nodded, and the next, Air, took their place. The guardian of Air posed the next riddle. "What can run but never walks?" has a mouth but never talks, has a head but never weeps, has a bed but never sleeps. Lyra pondered the riddle, her mind racing with possibilities. She thought of the elements and their properties, and suddenly the answer came to her. A river, she said confidently. It runs, has a mouth and a head and a bed, but does not walk, talk, weep, or sleep. The guardian smiled and stepped aside. Next, the guardian of fire approached. What can you catch but not throw? Lyra considered the riddle, thinking of the intangible things one could catch. A cold, she said. You can catch a cold, but you cannot throw it. The guardian nodded, and finally the guardian of water stepped forward. The guardian of water spoke softly, their voice like the gentle lapping of waves. What is so delicate that even mentioning it breaks it? Lyra remembered the riddle posed by Kronos and knew the answer instantly. Silence, she said, speaking its name breaks it. The guardian smiled, and with a wave of their hand, the amulet of harmony floated into Lyra's grasp. As Lyra held the amulet, she felt a surge of energy coursing through her. The scepter of time, the chalice of eternity, and the amulet of harmony, all three artifacts were now in her possession. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she had taken a significant step towards fulfilling her destiny. With the three sacred artifacts secured, Lyra made her way back to the Oracle of Delphi. The journey was swift, her heart light with the knowledge that she had overcome the trials set before her. As she approached the temple, she felt a sense of completion, yet also a stirring of anticipation for what lay ahead. The oracle greeted her with a warm smile, her eyes reflecting the wisdom of the ages. You have done well, Lyra, she said. The artifacts you hold are keys to the secrets of the universe. But remember, true wisdom comes not from possession, but from understanding. Use them wisely, and the path to enlightenment shall be revealed. Lyra returned to her village Helios to rest and reflect on her journey so far. She spent her days studying the scepter of time, marveling at its intricate design and the gemstone that glowed with an ethereal light. One day, as she held the scepter, she felt a sudden surge of energy, and the world around her seemed to slow down. She realized that the scepter allowed her to manipulate time, but she also sensed that this power came with great responsibility. Lyra decided to use this newfound ability to help her village. She began by using the scepter to extend the daylight hours, giving the villagers more time to tend to their crops and complete their daily tasks. The village flourished under her guidance, and Lyra learned the first lesson of the scepter of time. That time is a precious resource that should be used wisely and never wasted. News of Lyra's deeds spread, and soon, people from neighboring villages came seeking her aid. Among them was a young girl named Alara, who was gravely ill. Lyra, remembering the power of the chalice of eternity, decided to use it to help Alara. She filled the chalice with water from the village well and offered it to the girl. As Alara drank from the chalice, her strength returned and her illness vanished. Lyra was overjoyed, but she also understood that the chalice's power was not infinite. She learned the second lesson of the artifacts, that life is fragile and should be cherished, and that true healing comes not just from magic, but from love and care. Lyra continued to explore the powers of the amulet of harmony. She wore it around her neck, feeling its calming energy. One day, a great storm threatened the village, with dark clouds gathering and strong winds blowing. Lyra stood at the village's edge, holding the amulet, and focused her thoughts on balance and harmony. To her amazement, the storm began to dissipate, the winds calmed, and the dark clouds parted to reveal a clear blue sky. Lyra understood that the amulet allowed her to bring balance to the forces of nature, but she also realized that nature had its own rhythm, and that true harmony meant respecting that rhythm. She learned the third lesson of the artifacts, that balance is not about control, but about understanding and respect. To celebrate Lyra's return and the prosperity she had brought to the village, the villagers decided to hold a grand festival. Lyra was the guest of honor, and she used the powers of the artifacts to make the festival even more special. With the scepter of time, she extended the festivities into the night, allowing the villagers to enjoy the celebration without worrying about the passing of time. With the chalice of eternity, she ensured that the food and drink were plentiful and that everyone was in good health and high spirits. and with the amulet of harmony, she created a sense of unity and joy that brought the villagers closer together. The festival was a resounding success, and Lyra learned the fourth lesson of the artifacts, that true wisdom comes from using power to bring happiness and unity to others. That night, Lyra had a vivid dream. She saw herself standing before a great tree, its branches reaching out to the heavens. A wise old owl, much like Oculus, perched on one of the branches and spoke to her. "Lyra," it said, "your journey is far from over. The artifacts you possess are but tools. True wisdom comes from within. Seek the ancient library hidden deep within the Forest of Whispers. There, you will find the knowledge you need to unlock the full potential of the artifacts." Lyra awoke with a sense of purpose. She knew that she had to find the ancient library and continue her quest for wisdom. With the blessings of her village, she set out once again, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the lessons that awaited her. Lyra's journey led her to the edge of the Forest of Whispers, a place shrouded in mystery and legend. The trees stood tall and ancient, their leaves rustling with the whispers of forgotten tales. Lyra stepped into the forest, her senses heightened, aware that she was entering a realm of ancient magic. As she ventured deeper, she encountered various creatures, both magical and mundane. Among them was a friendly satyr named Silenus, who offered to guide her to the ancient library. Silenus spoke of the forest's secrets and the trials that awaited those who sought its knowledge. Lyra listened intently, her resolve unshaken. She knew that the path to wisdom was never easy, but she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Deep within the Forest of Whispers, Lyra and Silenus encountered a towering figure blocking their path. It was a guardian of the ancient library, a being of stone and moss, with eyes that glowed like embers. "Who seeks the knowledge of the ancients?" it asked, its voice like the rumbling of the earth. Lyra stepped forward, her voice steady. "I am Lyra," she said. "I seek the knowledge to unlock the full potential of the artifacts I possess and to bring harmony and wisdom to the world." The guardian regarded her for a moment before speaking again. "Very well, Lyra. Answer my riddle, and you shall pass. What has roots as nobody sees is taller than trees. Up, up it goes, and yet never grows." Lyra pondered the riddle, her mind racing. She thought of the elements and their properties, and suddenly the answer came to her. "A mountain," she said confidently. "It has roots deep in the earth, is taller than trees, and yet does not grow." The guardian nodded, and the path to the ancient library was revealed. Lyra and Silenus entered the ancient library, a vast chamber filled with scrolls and tomes that held the wisdom of the ages. The air was filled with the scent of old parchment and the whispers of ancient knowledge. Lyra felt a sense of awe and reverence as she walked among the shelves, her fingers tracing the spines of the books. She knew that the knowledge she sought was hidden within these pages, but she also understood that true wisdom came not from mere reading, but from understanding and applying what she learned. With Silenus' help, she began her search, her mind open and her heart eager to learn. Lyra's search led her to an ancient scroll. Its parchment yellowed with age and its ink faded but still legible. The scroll spoke of the nature of time, of its endless cycle, and of the power to manipulate it. Lyra read the scroll with great interest, her mind absorbing the ancient wisdom. She learned that the scepter of time allowed her not just to extend or shorten time, but to travel through it, to glimpse the past and the future. But she also understood that such power came with great risk, for altering the past could have unforeseen consequences, and seeing the future could change the present in ways she could not predict. Lyra vowed to use this power wisely and with great caution. Next, Lyra found a heavy tome bound in leather, its pages filled with illustrations and ancient text. The tome spoke of the nature of life and death, of the cycle of rebirth, and of the power to heal and renew. Lyra read the tome with a sense of wonder, her mind expanding with each page. She learned that the chalice of eternity could not just heal illness, but also grant long life and vitality. But she also understood that true healing came not from extending life indefinitely, but from accepting the natural cycle of life and death, and from living each moment to the fullest. Lyra vowed to use the chalice's power to bring comfort and healing to those in need, but never to disrupt the natural order of things. Finally, Lyra discovered a codex, its pages filled with intricate diagrams and ancient symbols. The codex spoke of the nature of balance, of the interconnectedness of all things, and of the power to bring harmony to the world. Lyra studied the codex with great care, her mind absorbing the ancient wisdom. She learned that the amulet of harmony allowed her not just to bring balance to the forces of nature, but to the hearts and minds of people as well. But she also understood that true harmony came not from imposing balance, but from fostering understanding, respect, and cooperation. Lyra vowed to use the amulet's power to bring unity and peace to the world, but never to force her will upon others. As Lyra finished her studies, the ancient library began to tremble, and the guardian of knowledge appeared before her once more. "You have gained much knowledge, Lyra," it said, "but true wisdom comes from applying what you have learned. A test awaits you. Use the powers of the artifacts to bring harmony to a conflict that threatens to tear a nearby kingdom apart." Lyra nodded, her mind racing with the possibilities. She knew that she had to use her newfound knowledge wisely, and that the fate of many depended on her actions. With Silenus by her side, she set out towards the troubled kingdom, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the challenges that awaited her. Lyra and Silenus arrived at the kingdom of Elysia, a land once known for its prosperity and peace. But now the kingdom was in turmoil, its people divided by conflict and strife. Lyra saw the signs of discord everywhere, in the tense faces of the people, in the neglected fields, and in the air of unease that hung over the land. She knew that she had to act quickly, for the conflict threatened to escalate into violence. Lyra decided to use the powers of the artifacts to bring harmony to the kingdom. But she also understood that true peace came not from magic, but from understanding and cooperation. She set out to meet the leaders of the opposing factions, her mind open and her heart filled with hope. Lyra convened a council of peace, inviting the leaders of the opposing factions to a neutral ground. She used the scepter of time to create a space where time seemed to stand still, allowing the leaders to speak freely and without the pressure of urgency. She offered them the healing waters of the chalice of eternity, hoping to soothe their minds and open their hearts. And she wore the amulet of harmony, its calming energy filling the room and fostering a sense of unity and cooperation. Lyra spoke to the leaders with wisdom and compassion, urging them to see the value of peace and the folly of conflict. She listened to their grievances and offered solutions that were fair and just, always mindful of the balance that true harmony required. After many hours of discussion and negotiation, the leaders of the opposing factions finally agreed to a pact of harmony. They vowed to work together for the good of the kingdom, to respect each other's differences, and to foster a sense of unity and cooperation among their people. Lyra watched as they signed the pact, her heart filled with joy and relief. She knew that the path to true harmony was long and fraught with challenges, but she also understood that every journey began with a single step. As she left the kingdom of Elysia, she felt a sense of accomplishment and pride, for she had used the powers of the artifacts wisely and had brought peace to a land in turmoil. But she also knew that her journey was far from over, and that many more challenges and lessons awaited her. Lyra's deeds had not gone unnoticed by the gods of Olympus. One night, as she rested after her successful mediation in Elysia, she was visited by a vision of Zeus himself. The king of the gods appeared before her in a dream, his form towering and majestic, his voice like thunder. "Lyra," he said, "your journey has been one of wisdom and courage. The gods of Olympus have taken notice, and we have decided to test you further. Come to Mount Olympus, where new trials await you." Lyra awoke with a sense of awe and trepidation. She knew that the trials set by the gods would be challenging, but she also understood that they were a necessary part of her journey. With renewed determination, she set out towards Mount Olympus, her heart filled with anticipation and her mind open to the lessons that awaited her. The journey to Mount Olympus was arduous, the path steep and treacherous. Lyra climbed with determination, her breath misting in the cold air, her muscles aching with each step. She encountered various obstacles, crumbling paths, icy winds, and treacherous drops, but she faced each one with courage and resolve. As she ascended, she felt the presence of the gods growing stronger, their divine energy filling the air. She knew that she was not alone in her journey, that the gods were watching her, testing her, and guiding her. With each step, she drew closer to the realm of the divine, her heart filled with reverence and her mind focused on the trials ahead. Finally, Lyra reached the gates of Mount Olympus, a magnificent entrance guarded by two towering statues of golden eagles. As she approached, the gates swung open, revealing a path lined with marble columns and adorned with flowers that bloomed eternally. Lyra walked along the path, her heart pounding with anticipation, until she reached the grand hall of the gods. There, she was greeted by the gods themselves, their forms radiant and their eyes filled with ancient wisdom. Zeus stood at the center, his gaze piercing and his voice resonating through the hall. "Welcome, Lyra," he said. "You have proven yourself worthy of our attention. Now you must face the trials we have set for you. Succeed, and you shall gain our favor and the wisdom you seek." The first trial was set by Ares, the god of war. He appeared before Lyra, his form imposing and his eyes burning with the fire of battle. "Your first trial is one of strength," he said. "You must face the mighty Hydra, a beast of many heads, and defeat it with your wit and courage." Lyra nodded, her mind racing with strategies. She knew that the Hydra was a formidable foe, its heads regenerating with each blow. But she also understood that true strength came not from brute force, but from intelligence and adaptability. With the scepter of time in hand, she set out to face the beast, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the challenge ahead. Lyra found the Hydra in a dark, swampy cavern, its many heads hissing and snapping with ferocity. She approached cautiously, her mind focused on the task at hand. She knew that she could not defeat the beast with force alone, so she decided to use the powers of the artifacts to her advantage. With the scepter of time, she slowed the Hydra's movements, giving herself time to observe its patterns and weaknesses. She noticed that one of the heads seemed to be the source of the beast's regenerative power, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. Lyra aimed her attacks at this head, using her agility and intelligence to dodge the Hydra's blows and strike with precision. Finally, with a mighty roar, the Hydra fell, its regenerative power vanquished. The second trial was set by Athena, the goddess of wisdom. She appeared before Lyra, her form radiant and her eyes filled with ancient knowledge. "Your next trial is one of wisdom," she said. "You must solve the riddle of the Sphinx, a creature of ancient cunning and deceit." Lyra nodded, her mind prepared for the challenge. She knew that the Sphinx was a formidable foe, its riddles designed to confound and confuse. But she also understood that true wisdom came not from knowledge alone, but from understanding and insight. With the chalice of eternity in hand, she set out to face the Sphinx, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the riddle ahead. Lyra found the Sphinx perched atop a towering pillar, its form a blend of lion, eagle, and human. It regarded her with piercing eyes and spoke in a voice like the rustling of ancient parchment. "Answer my riddle, mortal, and you shall pass. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening?" Lyra pondered the riddle, her mind racing with possibilities. She thought of the cycles of life, of the passage of time, and of the nature of existence. Suddenly the answer came to her. "Man," she said confidently. "In the morning of life he crawls on all 4s. In the afternoon he walks on 2 legs, and in the evening he uses a cane, a 3rd leg, to support him." The Sphinx nodded, a hint of a smile on its lips. "Correct," it said. "You have proven yourself wise." The third trial was set by Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. She appeared before Lyra, her form lithe and her eyes filled with the spirit of the wild. "Your final trial is one of courage," she said. "You must face the fearsome Chimera, a beast of fire and fury, and tame it with your bravery and skill." Lyra nodded, her heart pounding with anticipation. She knew that the Chimera was a formidable foe, its breath a flame, and its form a blend of lion, goat, and serpent. But she also understood that true courage came not from fearlessness, but from facing one's fears and overcoming them. With the amulet of harmony around her neck, she set out to face the Chimera, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the challenge ahead. Lyra found the Chimera in a blazing cavern, its form a writhing mass of fire and fury. She approached cautiously, her mind focused on the task at hand. She knew that she could not defeat the beast with force alone, so she decided to use the powers of the artifacts to calm it and bring it under her control. With the Amulet of Harmony, she projected a sense of peace and unity, soothing the chimera's wild nature and calming its flames. She spoke to the beast with kindness and firmness, her voice filled with compassion and authority. Slowly, the chimera's fury subsided, and it bowed its head in submission, its eyes filled with a newfound respect and trust. With the trials complete, Lyra returned to the grand hall of the gods, her heart filled with pride and relief. The gods regarded her with approval, their eyes shining with divine favor. Zeus spoke, his voice resonating through the hall. "You have proven yourself worthy, Lyra," he said. "You have shown strength, wisdom, and courage, and you have earned our favor. We grant you our blessing and our guidance on your journey to come." Lyra bowed, her heart filled with gratitude and humility. She knew that the favor of the gods was a precious gift, one that would aid her in the challenges that lay ahead. But she also understood that true wisdom came not from divine favor alone, but from the lessons she learned and the choices she made. With renewed determination, she set out to continue her journey, her mind open to the adventures that awaited her. As Lyra descended from Mount Olympus, she was approached by a group of heroes and demigods, drawn to her by the favor of the gods and the tales of her deeds. Among them was a young demigod named Kale, a son of Hermes, known for his swiftness and cunning. He offered his allegiance to Lyra, impressed by her courage and wisdom. Lyra accepted his offer, grateful for the alliance and the strength it brought. Together they set out to face the challenges that lay ahead, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Lyra knew that the path to enlightenment was never easy, but she also understood that true strength came from unity and cooperation. With Kale by her side, she felt ready to face whatever trials awaited her. The first challenge Lyra and Kale faced was the quest for the Golden Fleece, a legendary artifact said to grant its possessor great power and prosperity. They set out towards the land of Colchis, where the fleece was said to be guarded by a fearsome dragon. Along the way, they encountered various obstacles, treacherous terrain, hostile creatures, and cunning foes, but they faced each one with courage and determination. Lyra used the powers of the artifacts to aid them in their journey, slowing time to evade pursuers, healing their wounds with the chalice, and bringing harmony to the forces of nature. Kale, with his swiftness and agility, retrieved the Golden Fleece, his movements swift and sure. Together, they escaped the lair, the fleece in their possession, and the dragon's fury left behind. With the Golden Fleece in their possession, Lyra and Kale returned to their allies, their hearts filled with triumph and relief. They knew that the fleece was a powerful artifact, one that could bring prosperity and healing to the lands they sought to protect. Lyra used the fleece to heal the sick, bring fertility to the fields, and foster a sense of unity and cooperation among the people. But she also understood that true power came not from the fleece alone, but from the lessons she learned and the choices she made. She vowed to use the fleece wisely and with great care, always mindful of the balance that true harmony required. With Kale by her side, she set out to continue her journey, her mind open to the challenges that awaited her. As Lyra and Kale continued their journey, they began to notice a growing shadow of discord spreading across the lands. Crops withered, rivers dried up, and the people grew restless and fearful. Lyra knew that something was amiss, that a dark force was at work, seeking to disrupt the balance she had worked so hard to maintain. She decided to investigate, her mind focused on uncovering the source of the discord and putting an end to it. With Kale by her side, she set out to face this new challenge, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the lessons that awaited her. Lyra and Kale's investigation led them to a hidden temple, deep within a dark and foreboding forest. There, they discovered a cult dedicated to the worship of chaos, a primordial force of discord and destruction. The cultists were led by a mysterious figure known only as the Shadow, who sought to plunge the world into chaos and unravel the fabric of existence. Lyra knew that she had to stop the Shadow and put an end to the cult's machinations. With Kale by her side, she infiltrated the temple, her mind focused on the task at hand and her heart filled with determination. Together, they faced the cultists, their skills and powers complementing each other in a dance of battle and strategy. Deep within the temple, Lyra and Kale finally confronted the shadow, a figure shrouded in darkness and wielding the power of chaos. The shadow spoke in a voice like the whisper of 1,000 screams, its eyes burning with the fire of discord. "You cannot stop the inevitable, Lyra," it said. "Chaos is the natural order of things, and I am its herald." Lyra stood her ground, her voice steady and her eyes filled with resolve. "You are wrong," she said. "True harmony comes not from chaos, but from balance and cooperation. I will not let you plunge the world into discord." With the artifacts in hand and Kale by her side, she prepared to face the shadow, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the challenge ahead. The battle between Lyra, Kale, and the shadow was fierce and unyielding. The shadow wielded the power of chaos, its attacks unpredictable and its form ever-shifting. Lyra and Kale fought with skill and strategy, their movements swift and sure, their minds focused on the task at hand. Lyra used the powers of the artifacts to counter the shadow's chaos, slowing time to evade its attacks, healing their wounds with the chalice, and bringing harmony to the forces of nature. Kale, with his swiftness and agility, struck with precision and speed, his blows landing true and sure. Together, they fought with unity and cooperation, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. Finally, after a long and grueling battle, Lyra and Kale managed to overcome the shadow, their combined strength and skill proving too much for the Herald of Chaos. The shadow fell, its form dissolving into darkness, its power vanquished. Lyra knew that the battle was won, but she also understood that the war against chaos was far from over. She vowed to continue her journey, to seek out the sources of discord and put an end to them, to bring harmony and balance to the world. With Kale by her side, she set out to face the challenges that lay ahead, her heart filled with determination and her mind open to the lessons that awaited her. In the wake of their victory, Lyra and Kale tended to their wounds and took stock of their losses. The battle had been fierce and unyielding, and many had paid a heavy price for their triumph. Lyra knew that the path to true harmony was never easy, but she also understood that every victory brought them one step closer to their goal. She thanked her allies for their bravery and their support, her heart filled with gratitude and her mind focused on the challenges that lay ahead. Together, they vowed to continue their journey, to bring unity and peace to the realms of Greece, and to ensure that the shadow of discord never darkened their lands again. With Eris defeated and her influence banished, Lyra and her allies turned their attention to healing the land and restoring balance to the world. They traveled from village to village, using the powers of the artifacts to bring harmony and prosperity to the people. Lyra used the chalice of eternity to heal the sick and the injured, to bring fertility to the fields, and to foster a sense of unity and cooperation among the people. Kale, with his swiftness and agility, aided in the reconstruction of homes and the restoration of order. Together, they worked tirelessly, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. As Lyra and her allies continued their journey, they encountered pockets of resistance, remnants of Eris's influence seeking to hinder their progress. But they faced each challenge with courage and determination, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They forged new alliances and strengthened old ones, bringing together mortals, gods, and mythical beings in a bond of unity and peace. Lyra knew that true harmony came not from the absence of conflict, but from the presence of understanding, respect, and cooperation. With her allies by her side, she drew closer to her goal, her heart filled with hope and her mind open to the adventures that awaited her. Despite their best efforts, Lyra and her allies began to notice signs of Eris's lingering influence. Whispers of discord and mistrust echoed through the land, and ancient feuds that had long been settled threatened to reignite. Lyra knew that the shadow of discord was not so easily vanquished, and that she had to remain vigilant in her quest for harmony. She decided to seek the counsel of the ancient oracles once more, hoping to gain insight into the nature of this lingering influence and the means to put an end to it. With Kale by her side, she set out towards the sacred sites, her mind focused on uncovering the truth and her heart filled with resolve. Lyra and Kale visited the Oracle of Delphi once more, seeking guidance in their battle against the lingering shadow of discord. The oracle greeted them with a solemn expression, her eyes reflecting the wisdom of the ages. "The influence you seek to vanquish is a remnant of Eris's power, a seed of chaos planted deep within the hearts of the people," she said. The oracle warned that this seed, if left unchecked, would grow and fester, plunging the world into chaos once more. She advised Lyra to seek out the ancient artifacts of harmony, relics of immense power that could counteract the influence of discord and restore balance to the world. With the oracle's blessing, Lyra and Kale set out to gather these artifacts, their hearts filled with determination and their minds focused on the task ahead. Lyra and Kale's journey to gather the ancient artifacts of harmony led them across the realms of Greece, from the towering peaks of Mount Olympus to the depths of the underworld. Along the way, they encountered various challenges and obstacles, each testing their courage, their wisdom, and their resolve. But they faced each challenge with determination and skill, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They knew that the path to true harmony was never easy, but they also understood that every victory brought them one step closer to their goal. One by one, Lyra and Kale gathered the ancient artifacts of harmony, each relic imbued with the power to counteract the influence of discord and restore balance to the world. Among them were the lyre of Apollo, said to bring peace and tranquility to those who heard its music, and the staff of Hermes, said to foster understanding and cooperation among the people. With each artifact they gathered, Lyra and Kale drew closer to their goal, their hearts filled with hope and their minds open to the adventures that awaited them. They knew that the final test lay ahead, and that they had to remain vigilant in their quest for harmony. With the ancient artifacts of harmony gathered and their forces rallied, Lyra and Kale prepared to face the final remnant of Eris's influence. They knew that the battle ahead would be their greatest test, but they also understood that true victory came not from force alone, but from the power of unity and harmony. With the artifacts in hand and their allies by their side, they set out to confront the lingering shadow of discord, their hearts filled with determination and their minds open to the challenge that awaited them. They vowed to put an end to the influence of chaos and to bring lasting peace and harmony to the realms of Greece. With the trials complete, Lyra stood before the gods, her heart filled with pride and relief. She had faced the shadows of her past, the riddles of the ages, and the suffering of the world, and she had proven herself worthy. The gods regarded her with approval, their eyes shining with divine favor. Zeus spoke, his voice resonating through the hall. "You have proven yourself worthy, Lyra," he said. "You have shown courage, wisdom, and compassion, and you have earned your place among the divine. We grant you the gift of ascension, the power to guard and guide the realms of Greece as a guardian of wisdom and harmony." Lyra ascended to a higher plane of existence, her form radiant and her eyes filled with ancient wisdom. She took her place among the gods, her spirit unbroken and her resolve unyielding. She knew that her journey was far from over, that the path to true enlightenment was never ending. But she also understood that every challenge she faced brought her one step closer to her goal. As a guardian of wisdom and harmony, Lyra vowed to watch over the realms of Greece, to guide and protect those who sought her aid, and to maintain the balance of the universe. She knew that the path to true harmony was long and fraught with challenges, but she also understood that every journey began with a single step. With a heart filled with determination and a mind open to the adventures that lay ahead, Lyra set out to continue her eternal journey. Lyra's ascension marked the beginning of a new era, a time of peace and harmony in the realms of Greece. Under her guidance, the people flourished, their lives filled with joy and prosperity. Lyra watched over them with wisdom and compassion, her spirit unbroken and her resolve unyielding. She knew that the path to true enlightenment was never ending, that every challenge she faced brought her one step closer to her goal. But she also understood that true harmony came not from the absence of conflict, but from the presence of understanding, respect, and cooperation. With a heart filled with determination and a mind open to the adventures that lay ahead, Lyra continued her eternal journey, a guardian of wisdom and harmony for all time. Lyra took her place among the gods, forever watching over the world and guiding those who seek wisdom and balance. Her journey had been one of trials and triumphs, of learning and growth. She had faced the darkest shadows of discord and the most challenging tests of the gods, emerging each time with renewed determination and deeper understanding. Her quest for the sacred artifacts had taught her the value of time, life, and balance, while her battles against chaos had instilled in her the importance of unity and cooperation. Lyra's story served as a reminder that true strength came from unity, and that the path to enlightenment was paved with understanding, respect, and cooperation. As the eternal guardian of wisdom and harmony, Lyra watched over the world, forever a symbol of wisdom, harmony, and the enduring spirit of unity.